Good morning. Good morning. Hi cubies, newbies, I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves. That's all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's Cubes. Formula A brings a piece to the top. Formula B moves 3 pieces around, and that's all that's ever needed to solve a Rubik's Cube. The first thing, there's no order of operations. You can do it any order you want to. However, I generally do the corners first because every cube, no matter how big it is, has 8 corners. And so, sorry, is that better? There we go. Every cube has 8 corners. Once the corners are done, then that dictates the correct place for every other piece on the cube. And so instead of taking time to pair up and do further reductionist method, you can just find each piece, throw it in the direction it wants to be. Okay, so here's a 1 by 1. It's a novelty cube. It's the only cube my sister can solve because it's the only cube she wants to solve. Okay. Formula A brings a piece to the top. Before I start with scrambled, let me start with a solved piece so you can see what's actually happening. Formula A, you hold the cube in your hands, look at the front of the cube as if it's a spreadsheet with rows and columns, and you look at the formulas, and for every arrow represents a single slice you're going to move, and the line represents the rest of the cube. So you're only ever moving 1 slice at a time. So bottom formula A is 2 columns, with 1 row, 1 column, 2 slices. Bottom row, right column will bring a piece to the top. We'll switch these 2 pieces out, down, in, up. Okay, and doing it again, we'll put them back where they belong, but twisted. Okay, if twisted is what I want, I can slide it out of the way and continue with another piece that wants to turn. And a multiple of 6 gets you back to however you began, which means that nothing is ever, the only things that are affected are the top layer when you want it to be affected by moving it. So if there's ever 2 pieces that are in the right place but need to be twisted, Formula A will twist them. You can't twist only 1 cube at a time. You can only twist if 2 need to be twisted, they're twisted in opposite directions to each other. If 3 are twisted, they're twisted the same direction, but some of them is a 0. So to put this back, formula bottom row, right column, I'm twisting that corner by flipping it down and up again with this cube. This is correct, so I'm going to rotate until I find another cute corner I can work on to finish out my 6 set. Six times get you back to the rest of the cube is not affected. If you use the center column and the center row, then what happens is this piece is going to come up here because this is where the 2 rows can intersect, 2 slices. So out, down, in, up, you get boxes. Out, down, in, up, and again. 3 sets get you back to however you began. The Formula B is 8 moves, so it's twice as many moves, but it's the one you use most often. So even though 4 is simpler, B is used more often. So it's pretty much even, they're both easy to memorize. Formula B is 1 row and 2 columns, and depending on which 2 columns you're using determines which pieces you're moving around. So top row and outside columns looks like this. Slide first up, slide second up, slide down, and we just moved 3 cubes around. Okay, okay, again, and 2 more times. Once has the effect of going clockwise, twice has the effect of going counterclockwise, and 3 times gets you back to however you began. But if you use different columns, different things happen. For example, if I want to move this piece to the side or to this side, I Start by moving, the first two columns are where it's going to land and where it begins. Start by moving it away from the action. First up, in, second up, down, down. And 3 pieces, and only 3 pieces move. Okay, so Formula B is always moving 3 pieces. Again, 3 times you get back to start, so if you, one way, the other way, and back to salt. So you're using different columns, but physically it's the same. It's the same muscle memory. So you slide it so that it's advantageous. Then you follow this piece. You go up. You have to slide it till it's in a different column. 1/4 turn, and then that new column becomes my second column. Up, down, down. It's at the top. Now, sometimes it looks like I moved 2 pieces, but I did not. I moved 3. To demonstrate, when I put this piece here, this piece will not come here. It's going to come somewhere else. Because so we're always moving 3 pieces. So it goes up, slide to a different column, second up, down, and down. So, Formula B can be used to move corners or edges or centers. Formula A is used for the corners and the absolute center, if you have an absolute center. On larger cubes, this does not. Only on a 3x3 you have an absolute center, which cannot be moved in relation to itself. So you can say we worked around that. But when you get to a 4x4, these pieces are freely moving, so the center piece does not dictate anymore what the colors are going to be. But since they all have 8 corners, once the corners are correct, then you can start throwing pieces into the direction of where they want to be. So that's this overview in a nutshell. Good morning, you guys. Is everybody having a happy day? My kitty is glaring at me. She wants me to go let her outside. Hi, kitty. Come here. Come show off. Come here. Come here. Let my people see you. Oh, there's a moth outside. Okay. All right, so first thing I do on all of them, it also works on every complexity minx. And I don't know about the pyramids because I haven't tried it on a pyramid yet. I don't have a pyramid. So, first thing I do is corners. This can be a color neutral method, but my alpha testers told me that was too confusing. So I start with yellow. So whatever cube you have has 8 corners. Each corner has 3 colors on it. Find a corner that has yellow on it, and hold that cube in your hands with that corner yellow side up under your left thumb. So this corner that I selected is correct. I'm going to make the rest of the cube match it, because we're that powerful. So I'm starting by ignoring everything but the corners and ignoring everything but yellow. So this is a corner. First thing you do is ask whether it is matching to this one. So I've got a yellow on top. If there's a yellow anywhere on this corner, then Formula A, bottom row, right column, will bring it to the top. If there's not, I look at the cube underneath it. And if there's a yellow anywhere on this one, either one of these, Formula A will bring it to the top, because it flips these 2 back and forth and twists them as it goes along. So if there's a yellow here or here, Formula A. If not, rotate the bottom, hold the cube stable, rotate the bottom by 1/4 turns until the answer is yes, there is a cube in one of these 2 spots. Okay? And then Formula A will bring it to the top, out, down, in, up. Okay? I could have just muscled it in there, but the second 4 corners are done the exact same way the first are, so I only teach one method for corners. So yellow's on top, so this one is the way I want it to be, so I'm going to slide it out of the way, hold the cube stable, slide it so that from top front to top right to top left, and then I look at the next corner. There's no yellow here or here, rotate the bottom. Now there is. Out, down, in, up, out, down, and I keep doing Formula A until yellow's on top on this corner. Okay, and then I slide to preserve them. Continue with this one. If there's a yellow here or here, A will bring it to the top. If not, I rotate until the answer is yes. There's a yellow on one of these 2, so Formula A until the yellow comes to the top. out, down, and up. And yellow came to the top. Okay. At this point in time, one of three things has happened. The yellow is on top, but we need to check the other colors of the corners to see if they match. Blue does not equal green, red does not equal orange, blue does not equal green, red does not equal orange. So one of three things will happen. Either all of the sides match to themselves, or none of them match to themselves, or one side matches. So let's try another few cubes and see if we can get other things happening. Okay, so this one has none of them matching. Let's see if we can get the other instances. There's a yellow, there's no yellow here, or there's a yellow here or here. So A will bring it to the top. And I keep doing A until the yellow's on top in the top front right corner. Slide. Again, there's yellow here or here. So formula A will bring it to the top. Slide out of the way, keep going on this one, or this one, or this one. Okay, this one, yellow's on top. Orange does not equal red, green does not equal orange, blue equals blue. So on this one, none of them matched. On this one side matches. It'll always be one of those three things. You can't have two sides or three sides that match and the other one not match. It's just not possible. Unless you've been peeling stickers off, don't peel stickers off. Because we can learn, it's easy. Okay, so here's a yellow. Actually, there's two. That's too easy. Okay, here's a yellow. There's no yellow here, but there is here. So formula A brings it to the top. Yes, you can take shortcuts for the first layer, first space. So yellow's on top, slide it out of the way, keep going with this one. Okay. Out, down, in, up. Formula A until the yellow comes to the top face. Out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top, slide it out of the way. That's not a yellow, that's not a yellow. That one is. Out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top. One side matches. Okay, let's try again. Find a yellow. Here's a yellow. We're ignoring everything but the corners and ignoring everything but yellows. So this is a yellow corner. This has a yellow corner. So formula A will bring it to the top, which flips these and twists them. It does other things to the cube that we don't care about, because except for the top four corners, it's always done in multiples of 6. So the bottom is ultimately unaffected. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Slide, keep going. That's not yellow, that's not yellow. That is. Out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top. This is another one that has none of the sides that match. Okay, so two of them have none of them that match, and two of them have one side that matches. Oh, let's do this one as well because it's fun. Okay, so the only difference between this is a 3x3x9. The only added step for this one is I'm going to start with the yellow side on top, and I'm going, before I start, I'm going to make sure that the center, these lines that go horizontal, so that when I get to the 9 side, it'll turn. So that's all I need to do for the difference in this one. So here's a yellow. I'm going to keep it. This one's not yellow. This one's not yellow. Rotate the bottom by a quarter turn. Now it's a yellow. Formula A will bring it to the top. And formula A doesn't alter the centers at all. So because I've set that before I started, that'll be set when I'm ready. So here's a yellow. This one's yellow. Slide it out of the way to preserve it. This one's also yellow. Slide it out of the way to preserve it. This one's not yellow. This one's not yellow. That's not yellow. That's yellow. Formula A brings it to the top. Okay. Orange does not equal blue, so this one has one that matches as well. If you have one side that matches, now, so both of these, all of these, because unless all four of them already match, we're going to do formula B, and then A to bring the yellow back to the top again. If none of the sides match, it doesn't matter which way we hold it to begin with. If one side matches, it does. The matching side we need to start facing away from us. So this one doesn't matter because none of them match. So I hold it, I'm going to do formula B. These three corners are going to move, and then formula A will bring them back to the top. So slide up, slide down, and this cube was unchanged, the rest of these moved, but we already know how to bring this up again. Formula A brings it back to the top. When yellow's on top, hold the cube stable, slide it away, and continue with the next corner. Slide. Now after doing formula B and then A to bring yellow back to the top again, the cube, these four corners have advanced to the next stage. So if none of them matched, when we look at it now, one side will match. If one side matches, and we do this with the matching facing away from us, and I do the same thing, B and then A, it'll progress to the next step, which is that all four of them match to each other. So slide up, slide down, slide down. This one stayed the same, these three moved. Formula A to bring the yellow back to the top. Slide, keep going. Slide, keep going. And when the yellow's back at the top, then the rest of the cube has been unaffected. You can't tell because it's scrambled, but the corners now match each other. Okay, so we'll pause this one until the rest of them catch up. Pause for the rest of the class. This one, again, doesn't matter which way we hold it because none of them match. Slide up, slide down, and we just move three cubes around. Formula A to bring the yellow back to the top. Slide. Slide. When the yellow is back to the top, it's advanced to the next step. Blue does not equal green, orange does not equal blue. The side that matches is the red. So we hold it facing away. So then formula B, okay. Slide up, slide down, slide down. This one stayed the same. Formula A to bring yellow back to the top. Slide. Yellow's back at the top, and the corners match each other now. Okay. Matching corners face away. I'm doing B again. Slide up, slide down, and then A to bring your yellow back to the top. Slide, keep going. Slide, keep going. And when the yellow's on top, the corners match. Another one. Matching side is the red, so that faces away from me. And I do formula B. Slide up, slide second up, slide down, and yellow, formula A to bring yellow back to the top again. Did I miss it? My brain took a vacation. It'll always be left fiberless. Yellow's on top, slide it out of the way, keep going. Yellow's on top, slide it out of the way, keep going. Yellow's on top, and now they match. This one is another one that none of them match. No, one side matches. Okay, so facing away, slide up, slide up, slide down, and formula A to bring yellow back to the top. Slide, slide, keep going, and now the yellow's on top and the corners match to each other. If you've just joined me, I'm Sunshine. Thank you for joining me. I'm the creator of the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves, and that's all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube. Every complexity means I don't know about the pyramids, I haven't tried them yet. So, we just did the first 4 corners, and unless you've been peeling stickers off, once you've got your yellow done, we can take the yellow face down and we work on the second 4 corners. We're going to abandon the yellow because we know it's going to take care of itself, because we're Formula A and Formula B don't mess up the rest of the cube. They are only going to affect the pieces that I want to affect. So the first thing you need to know if you're a newbie is what color is opposite yellow. Well, on a 3 by 3, it's obvious because the centerpiece can't move. Okay, but on an odd number cube, the same thing. But so what we do, we look at each corner, look at all 4 corners, and see what color they all have in common. Okay, and these ones all have white in common. White is normally opposite yellow, but not all cubes are standardized colors. So if you have a hard time figuring it out, it's not one of the colors that's touching yellow. So it's not blue, not orange, not green, not red. So when we worked with the yellow, we had to look and make sure the yellow was on top. We've just done that for all 4 of these, so we don't have to look for the white anymore. So if you have a white on top, let's preserve it. If you don't, doesn't matter. We're going to look at hold the cube in your hands, rows and columns again. You're looking at the corner that's under your right thumb, and if white's on top, you slide it aside and continue. If not, we're going to do Formula A to bring the white to the top. So, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. White's on top. Pause. Hold the cube stable. Slide the top so it's out of the way to preserve it. Continue with this one. More Formula A. Pause, slide it out of the way, keep going. And when white's on top, now you can check the yellows. You saw them dancing around, but they've resolved themselves. So same with so white's on top, yellow goes face down. Here's a white, we'll preserve it. Use Formula A to bring the white to the top on all the rest of them. We're ignoring the yellow until the white's on top on all 4 corners. Here's Formula A, brings the color to the top. When the color's on top, slide it out of the way, keeping the cube stable, and continue with Formula A until white's on the top on all of them. Only when you're done, when the white's on top again, then the rest of the cube, you can check your yellows now, and they're happy. So again, yellow face down. Here's a white, start here. Formula A until there's a white on the top face. Will be an even number for the second 4 corners. White's on top. Yellow's face down. This white's on top here. Bring this one to the top. Slide it out of the way. Slide it out of the way. Keep going. And then we can see the yellows dancing around. We're ignoring them until we get white on top on all 4 corners. And because when that happens, we know as long as we haven't twisted the cube, then the yellow is still going to be happy. So white's on top. Yellow's face down. Formula A until the corners, all the white corners are on top. Okay, slide the top. That's already white. Slide the top. Continue here. One row, one column. When the white's on top, the yellows are happy again. Okay, so as with the first four corners, the second four corners, we're now going to check the sides to see if they match to each other. And either all of them will, none of them will, or one side will. Orange does not equal red, blue does not equal orange, the green side does. So this one has one side that matches. Set it right there. This one, green does not equal blue, orange does not equal red. This one has 0 sides that match, so we'll set it right there. This one, blue does not equal green. This one has 0 sides that match, so it goes right there. This one has 1 side that matches, so it goes right there. And this one has 1 side that matches, so it goes right there. All right, again, we're going to do formula B. On all of these, we're going to do the same. We do formula B and then A to bring the white back to the top again, and they will each advance to the next stage. So if none of them match, then one side will match. If one side matches, they'll move to all sides matching. So let's do that. Pick one. Okay, it doesn't matter which way I hold it because none of the sides match. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. That's formula B. And A to bring the whites back to the top again. Slide. Do, 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 do. Okay, white's on top. And now as we look, it has one side that matches. It's over there. This one side, none of the sides match. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and yellow, A to bring the whites back to the top again. Slide, out, down, and up, out, down, and up, slide, out, down, and up, out, down, and up, slide. Okay, now one side matches. The reason why I don't just do take a cube and just go through to a solve is that I do a video for each step that needs to be done. So you go, whatever step you need to do, you go to that video, and then I do it over and over again, so you don't have to keep rewinding the video and doing it again. You can, and also the more cubes that I do, the more lucky it is that I have something that looks like the cube in your hand. So. So all of these have one side that matches. Find one. Matching side is blue. Face it away from me. Formula B. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, now formula B did not mess up my yellows. And formula A to bring the white back to the top will also not upset my yellows. Out, down, and up. Out, down, and up. Okay, white's on top. Slide it out of the way. Pause my A, slide it out of the way, continue with more formula A. Slide. Okay, white's on top again. Now the second four corners are correct to each other, first four are still correct to each other. Rotate the top by quarter turns as needed until the top and bottom match each other. And boom, the 8 corners are done. Let's do that again. Green matches, face it away. Up, up, down, down. This cube stayed the same. Our yellows have not changed because formula B only affects the top layer, the white layer that you want. And then formula A to bring the white back to the top. And when I've done so, as promised, all of the second four corners will be correct to each other. Okay, first four corners are still happy, second four corners are now happy, the top matches the bottom, so those are done. Green side matches, slide up, slide down, and formula A to bring the yellow back to the top. Slide. We're ignoring the yellows because they know what they're doing. because 6 formula A's doesn't affect the rest of the cube. Okay, and now first 4 corners are still happy, second 4 corners are happy. Rotate the top until the top and bottom match. Corners are done. Okay, red side matches, faces away. Formula B, slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Out, down, A to bring the color back to the top. Pause, slide it to preserve it. Keep going with this one. Pause, slide, keep going. Second 4 corners are now correct to each other. First 4 corners are still correct to each other. Rotate the top until the top and bottom match, and the corners are done. And one more. Yellows are happy. Red side matches, facing away. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, yellow is not affected. Formula A to bring the white back to the top. Okay, when the white's on top, hold the cube stable, slide only the top layer. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Slide only the top layer. Keep going. Out, down, and up. And when the white's on top again, the yellow is happy again. Rotate. And so for the 2x2, the cube is done. For everything else, we've established what color each face is going to be. So from this point, we can just start. Instead of trying to pair things up and solve them later as with the reductionist method, we can just throw each piece directly where it wants to be. The corners match the front. I'm going to set my center, even though it doesn't matter at this stage. Okay, on the cubes that have an absolute center. So there's an X on each cube. There, X on each face. And the corners are done. Huzzah! If you've just joined me, I'm Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. And I'm going to sign off now. But feel free to join me again. I'm here weekday mornings and Saturday mornings, and I'm here Friday evenings. Mountain time, whatever that translates to, wherever you are in the world. That's fun. So, it's Wednesday, short week because of Memorial Day. Everybody go have a good rest of your day. Go drink water, go play in the sunshine, go for a walk. Do what makes you happy, because you deserve it. And I'll be back here tomorrow. See you guys later.